Oh, I just got back from watching 28 Years Later. This will be spoiler free. I won't talk about spoilers, so we'll keep it short and simple. Now, I will say this: 28 days later, 28 weeks later, and now 28 years later, I will say this movie has a different feel than the first two movies that came out. The first two movies that came out felt more like a horror genre of nonstop worrying and panic about zombies. Now, with that being said, I don't think it's a bad thing for this movie because I actually enjoyed this movie. Yes, there's zombies in it. Yes, they look good. Some of the deaths are crazy. Some of the shots are crazy. By the way, the zombies are butt naked in this movie, and you see Dangalang swinging and hanging. It's crazy. This movie has like a different twist. It's you're pretty much learning about this village, and then you're learning about this certain family and what's going on inside of that family. A mom, a dad, and a son, and something's going on with the mother, so the son is trying to figure out what's going on, and so he takes matters into his own hands, trying to figure things out. Overall, I thought it was good. I thought it was a good experience. I was not bored. I liked the movie. The ending pretty much to me show that it's gonna have another movie talking or showing the characteristics and what's going on with a certain character. I thought that was cool, and then also at the ending, I think I was about to spoil. So at the ending, I think it confirms something that is shown earlier on in the film. When the dad and the son went out, I think it confirmed something a little earlier on that the son or that someone runs into later on in the movie. I will. Do I think this movie is better than 28 Days Later and 28 Weeks Later? I'm not gonna say this movie is better than those first two. If I'm being honest, my favorite movie out of the bunch is 28 Weeks Later. That movie was just, I kind of want to watch that movie, but we got to stream today. That's my favorite movie out of all three that's came out. But I did think this was good. This had a different twist to it, man. This has killing. This has emotion. It has it kind of has almost everything in it for it to be a 28 years later thing. Yeah, I don't know. I had a good time. I definitely don't think it's the best out of the three. Like I said, I think 28 Weeks Later is the best one by far. But the acting wise was good in this. The way the zombies looked, great. I really no complaints in any of those departments. I enjoyed it, man. If I was to rate it out of 10, I'll give it a 7.8. Not quite an 8, but close to an 8. I'll give it a 7.8. I wasn't bored, but I also don't think it was the best one. Because the way this movie, and it's so hard with these movies that come out, man, sequel after sequel, it's hard for it to top the previous movie. I think they did a good job, going for it, but it did kind of fall short. I know it's getting crazy reviews. I don't think it's a bad movie at all. Like I said, I had fun watching it. It was very interesting. Even some parts, man, we got good, some emotional depth in this movie where you're like, oh my gosh, you might bust out a couple tears, and there's definitely some twist in this movie that you're gonna see, especially a certain scene that happens in a train. I'll just say that you'll see this certain scene in a train, and yeah. But it was cool. I think they did a great job with the alphas. I ain't gonna that ain't much of a spoiler, but it's alphas, But I'll just leave it at that. I'll give it a 7.8 out of 10. Like I said, I had fun. Do I think it's the best out of the three? I don't. Me personally, 28 Weeks Later is my favorite one. And this one was okay. It wasn't bad. Would I watch the next movie? Because the way the ending was, it definitely sets up for a next one. And I will say this. I will watch the next one. I will. Just to see how it goes. And hopefully it's either as good or even better than what this was. So, yeah, man. Post your comments down below. Let me know what you guys thought, man. Have you seen 28 Years Later? What would you rate it out of 10? Let me know in the comments down below. And hey, man, listen. I'm seeing all types of different things on the internet. You know, people are loving it. Some people are hating it. I'm kind of above. I'm not in the middle. I'm just a little above. I'm a little above. Like I said, 7.8 out of 10. I had a good time. The emotion in this movie really caught me off guard because I wasn't expecting that for this movie. Maybe that's what they intended on doing, but it was good, man. I thought it was good for what it was, man. But it definitely feels different than the first two movies. I will say that. You know, the beginning of the movie, it definitely feels like it's a 28. You know, it's in that franchise, but once you get later on in the movie, it feels different. So, I'm going to catch y'all on the next one, man. 100,000 subscribers, it's grind time. Let's go.